Wow, I'm finally recording. Jesus Christ. Oh my gosh. Should I sing this song? Late upload. Wait, nope. Don't feel like singing this song. Hi! Darius Maxey here. Back at it again with another YouTube video. Oh, hello, hi. Oh my god. Super late upload. I am so sorry. It is what it is, but I'm not gonna talk about that. No, I think I said that last time. Jesus. We're not gonna talk about it. We're gonna talk about horror movies for 31 days of horror. Yes, my favorite series to make, but it's my favorite when I do make it. So, so we're just gonna jump right into it. We got another slate of horror movies, and then next episode is gonna be the finale. So we can just move on from horror movies, you know? Because I'm getting a lot of, like, on my, like, Netflix and Hulu and shit, I'm getting a lot of horror movie recommendations. And I don't usually watch horror movies like that. I love horror movies. It's my favorite, you know, genre. Like, that and drama is, like, right there. But, yeah, my whole thing is, like, my whole, algorithm on my streaming sites is kind of catching on to what the fuck I'm doing. So we're gonna wrap this up next week and then on to other stuff. Now, let's just jump right into the horror movies. That was a long little tangent. So we left off on calendar, please. We left off on October 20th. The Wolf movie was kind of okay, but eh. But anyway, next up, I watched Master with Regina Hall in it. Now, this movie, I have very mixed feelings about it, okay? Because on the one hand, I liked it. I liked the acting. I liked the elements of it. I liked, oh my god, I don't even know how to describe it. I liked the concept of a POC person in a predominantly white school and navigating that, the microaggressions of the white students, the stares at the black workers, like that shit was also funny, like. But anyway, I liked also the parallels between being a teacher at a mostly white school and a student at a mostly white school. I like that parallels. I like when they jump back and forth in the stories, what their struggles are, how it really affects you mentally, how it takes a toll, like trying to be in a space where is clearly you don't belong, even though that space wants you to belong. Like it's like forced wokeness, forced inclusion, not as authentic as they make it seem. Love all of that. I got all of that from this movie. However, it loses me when they try to add a supernatural element to it, because you really didn't need a supernatural element to it. You could have just made a movie about how psychologically you're a black student and a black teacher in a predominantly white school, how that affects you psychologically, which I did get from this movie. But again, you didn't need the supernatural part of it, because there was like a witch and like an Amish village that was near the school, and then there was this weird twist that one of the black teachers was actually white. What? Like, like it just, I don't know, there was too many like side plots, and like they brought up ghosts, but that kind of makes sense the more I thought about it. Ghosts from the past and all that. That makes sense. But yeah, other than, I liked it, but it didn't need any supernatural elements to it. So I gave it a 3.5 out of 5 stars, only because, like I said, the supernatural elements like weren't necessary. But also Regina Hall. Did I say Regina King? I hope I said Regina Hall the first time. I meant Regina Hall. Okay. Regina Hall really killed this role. She was so good. Please do more horror movies, Regina Hall. Like, she really nailed this role. Her range, come on. her range as an actress, so underrated. So underrated. But yeah, that 0.5 was just for Regina Hall's performance, because she was, oh, she was good. She was electric. Anyway, 3.5 out of 5. Next, oh my god, okay. Next, I watched Old, finally. Now, I've been putting this movie off for a while because I've heard that majority of people said it was a bad movie. But it's M. Night Shyamalan, so of course it's gonna be like, ugh. But I gotta say, I was still entertained. Like, no, it is bad, okay? The dialogue is bad, it over-explained itself. How characters got to certain realizations was like, very like, on the nose kind of thing. The foreshadowing was like super out there, like, forced foreshadowing is like terrible. Like, at least don't say it. Like, and also the puns of like, oh, I can't wait till you get older. Can't wait till we get older. Like, that was all over the movie. All the characters' jobs was so fucking convenient. Like, it was a mess. It was a mess. However, I was highly entertained by the death scenes. I was entertained by the concept of the beach itself. I liked that idea of like a beach like making people older. I've never seen shit like that, so I give it that. However, I did like the twist. You know, M. Night Shyamalan is all about his twist. I did like the twist in this one. It was pretty good. And yeah, that's pretty much it. 3.5 out of 5. No, not 3.5. Sorry, 3 out of 5. Sorry, I'm not giving that movie that much credit. I gave it a 3 because it was entertaining. It was entertaining. I laughed. I surely laughed at some lines and some the concepts and the deaths. Well, I didn't laugh at the deaths, but the deaths was like really good. But yeah, I was entertained. So next movie, I wanted to watch an old-timey movie, but also I realized I knew this movie had a remake too. So first I watched The Fly, the 1958 original. I like old school movies. They're really fun. It's like going to a time capsule, like, you know, like how films were made and all that. So I really liked it. It was, first of all, it was an original idea that came up, so of course it was really good. And the love story, it just reminded me of a tragic love story. You know, that, you know, a mad scientist basically turns himself accidentally into a morphed fly, and they're trying to figure out how to reverse it, and the wife's like very pleading and like trying to, like, you know, get him to realize like, yo, like, we need to like fix this, and like he's like going crazy because I guess the insect nature in him wants to hurt her, and it was beautiful. And then he ends up like basically killing himself. It was like a very tragic but heartfelt love story, which I loved. It was very beautifully tragic. But then I kind of dinged it because of the ending, because there was hope. There was like a sliver of hope that he could fucking like reverse it, because they found because they basically switched like heads. So like man body with fly head and a fly body with a man's head, and there was like a sliver of hope that he could like, there wasn't. I'm just starting to realize that there wasn't any hope because they already destroyed the bot. You know what? Please watch it for yourself. I highly recommend it. I gave it a 4.5 out of 5 because it was really good, but I just didn't like the ending. Because the ending like wrapped it up in a bow and like, oh, the wife and the kid moved on and they got with the uncle. It alluded to that. Like, the uncle's still in their lives, and they also say like the uncle was in love with the wife at one point, so you know what the fuck happened. They got back together. They got together. So I didn't really like that part. I was like, okay. It was the 50s, so she had to have a husband. But anyway, 4.5 out of 5. Then I watched the 80s remake, the 1986 remake of The Fly. Oh my gosh. Wow. What a remake. Like, this is, I said it in my Twitter too. This is how you do a fucking remake. You take the elements of the original and you twist it into something new. Like, holy shit. Like, this movie was chaotic as fuck. Nowadays, everybody's like wants chaotic now because of fucking Malignant, which love Malignant, but damn, I think this movie was like its mother. This movie, was it the first to do this chaotic monster twist shit? Because this shit was fucking chaotic as fuck, and I love 80s movies. 80s movies are like, cinema peaked low-key in the 80s. It was great. But also, it was modernized. It was sexy. The mad scientist was, I felt bad for him because he wasn't even like a mad scientist at first, because the other guy was like a mad scientist from the beginning. That dude was like giving weird vibes. But this guy was like just an introverted, awkward scientist who had passion for what he was doing. And then also this one was just like, it was so upsetting because it was just like a simple accident, and like they did the thing where they tried to reverse it, and like, but he was going insane and being increasingly erotic and not erotic, erotic. He was going crazy. He was becoming more like what is the word? I can't think of the word right now, but he was going crazy and he was being aggressive. Let's say that. He was being more aggressive and more confident, but in like a toxic masculinity way. Oh, but it was sexy though. And then, it's just, his body was turning grotesque. And I do love I think I told you about this when I reviewed Hellraiser. This grotesque, but like also beautiful monster. But then it didn't even, it was turning more grotesque and less beautiful. Because at the end of it, he was fucking, I was even like looking away. I'm like, oh my god, this shit is disgusting. It got real, it got real bad near the end. It got real bad and real sad. So sad. I was like, it was, again, another love tragedy, but they turned it up to 11. I kind of wish they would remake it now too, because they can just, the technology we have now, they can push it further. But anyway, this, as you can tell, this is a 5 out of 5 movie. It was fucking just chaotic and beautifully sad, and probably one of my new favorite 80s movies. I hate that I waited so long to watch it. Anyway, next movie. I finally watched Barbarian. Now, I've been hearing so much hype over this damn movie, okay? And everyone's like, oh my god, you need to see Barbarian. It's like the sister movie of Malignant and all that. Like I just mentioned, but I'm like, okay bitch, let me see the tea. Because I watched the trailer and I thought the trailer would look really interesting. It was very mysterious. I'm like, there's something like, she goes to Airbnb and basically there's some mysterious something in the basement. So I'm like, okay, like I guess I'll check it out. But I didn't want to pay money to see it in the theater because I didn't want to. I just waited until streaming, and luckily it fell within the series that I'm making. So I watched it, and I gotta say, I'm a little disappointed in you guys. I'm a little disappointed in you horror fans because this concept is not new. So spoilers for Barbarian if you want to check it out. It's basically a fucking oh my god, what's the word? It's like a incestuous like person, incestuous like, what is that fucking word? Inbred. Oh my god. Sorry. I scared myself. it was basically an inbred baby, and it was like basically okay, sorry, let me start from the beginning. Basically, the whole thing about this fucking basement is that this fucking serial rapist killer was taking women, raping them, and then raising children in the basement, and then they kept basically fucking, and like so babies was fucking babies and all this shit. It was very ugh. But then it all culminated into this abnormal inbred woman that was basically treating her victims like they were children, and that's basically it. That was the big shocking twist to it. I'm like, this is basically like the concept of this is basically the concept of Hills Have Eyes, but just on a more small scale and more on a mysterious scale. Like, this concept isn't new, so I was very like disappointed when everybody was like, "Oh my god, you're hyping the movie up and shit." And I'm like, okay, it was a good mystery too. I was on the edge of my seat because when I first saw the monster, I was like, "Oh fuck, what is that?" But then when they explained it, I'm like, "Oh, so it's just a inbred monster." Like that's basically. So basically, I've probably seen some fucked up shit, so maybe my mind is just a little more on the other spectrum than these viewers are, so maybe it's me, maybe I'm the problem, I don't know. But I gave it a 3.5 out of 5. I did like how they executed the concept, and I guess they brought the concept back, because there's not really any films talking about, or any horror films talking about inbred psychos. Like, it was giving Hills Have Eyes, it was giving Wrong Turn. That hasn't been out. That franchise is like dead pretty much, but yeah, I guess that concept isn't like as modern as it used to be, so I guess that's why people were like very shocked and like, "Oh my god, this movie's great" type thing, because they're just learning about the concept. So maybe that's it. But I gave it 3.5 out of 5 because I was kind of disappointed, because I was like, it's just a fucking inbred. Anyway, next film I watched, No One Gets Out Alive. I saw this trailer last year and I thought, ooh, that's a spooky movie. It looked kind of scary. And I put it on my list, and it's been on my list for a year, so I finally watched it. And it's it's okay. It was alright, because we've been here before. We've been here. We've done this already. The spooky ghosts. I literally said this in my tweet. The plot devices that's making the main character stay at the house because she's like very desperate because she's an immigrant and she has like nowhere else to go, and it's just like, and then there's a twist and we see the twist and it's like, oh my god. It's like, we've already like done this so many times. I was like kind of like, I honestly wanted to turn it off, but I was like, no, I'm gonna see this way through. And the ending was like pretty cliffhanger-y. So I'm just like, I don't know. I feel like we've already seen this like a million times in horror. It's just, the only new thing is that we got a new, I don't want to spoil it too much, but we got a new, I guess, twist of what is behind these ghosts. And the look of the twist was like really nice. I don't want to spoil it too much. The look of the twist was like really nice. I liked how they executed it. That was really good. And I like how they explained the ghosts, like why is there so many ghosts here, and explain that. So it was okay. I enjoyed it. It's just like we've already seen this, so I gave it a 3 out of 5. 3 out of 5. It was nothing special, honestly. So, sorry. Anyway, last movie I watched, Little Monsters, and oh my gosh, fuck, I hate myself that I didn't watch this movie sooner, because this movie is a banger. This movie was fucking great, cause it's just horror comedies, man. They get me, and it has to be a good, like, okay, to be a good horror comedy, you have to present an element that's actually scary, but then you take a comedic approach to it. And that's what they did, and they did this perfectly. So basically, it's about a class of children going on a trip, and a zombie apocalypse breaks out, and the teacher is trying to protect their innocence from the zombie apocalypse so they don't traumatize the kids. And it was great. It was great. Lupita Nyong'o, man, she needs to do more. Well, she's already. Well, this was way in 2019, so she's already been doing horror, but she needs to do more comedy because she was hilarious in this movie. Josh Gad was really good. What was the other actor's names? Alexander England. The whole cast was fucking great. The kids were so precious. I hate kids, but the kids in this movie was so precious, and they did so good. The zombies was really great. They were just typical slow zombies. If they were fat, they even made a joke about that in the film. If they were fast zombies, oh, everybody would be fucked. But it was just so good, and it was heartfelt. It's basically, okay, first of all, I give this a 5 out of 5 because it's basically like a perfect movie. You see character development from the lead actor. You see an authentic love story between two characters come together. You see the human, you know, there's always a character in the zombie apocalypse where like the one human that betrays the group. You get a satisfying death from him, which is also like, oh, it just makes sense within the plot. You get stakes. A kid almost died. Oh, beautiful, beautiful. Like, oh, and then just the main thing that really made this movie perfect was the character development of the actor, the lead actor, male lead actor. I don't know how to talk. The male protagonist character development was perfect because he went from like just a fucking ain't shit motherfucker to a fucking basically a dad to the fucking kids. What? Like that's just, it was amazing. It was amazing. 5 out of 5. I wish I saw it sooner. Perfect movie. Anyways, that is all today for this episode of 31 Days of Horror. I am so sorry it's late. Mental. That's all I can say. That depression was eating me alive, but it's okay because I still filmed the video. Kill me. Like, comment, subscribe, bell, do all that great stuff. It really helps my channel out. Follow me on Twitter to see what else I'm watching, what I'm posting. Follow my TikTok to see my out of context videos of the YouTube channel. I'm also gonna be more active on TikTok. I'm gonna do more like stuff on there, so look out for that. Should I plug my Instagram? I'm not plugging my Instagram. Anyway, but follow it if you want to. Thank you all for watching. I appreciate you so much. And I will see you hopefully next week in the finale of 31 Days of Horror. Alright, bye.